Flashback 7.4, reviewing ledgers, tomes, and connections. I made sure everyone entered the GPS coordinates for the flaming dagger of choice and destiny, as specified on the sticky note that we had found in the safe below cult boss Brocco McDema's desk in his Athlone pub, the Hanging Albatross. That safe contained only one sticky note sheet that read dagger and had GPS coordinates on it. But Lesky said he was sure they were the right coordinates because they aligned with his spy networks, indicating the general whereabouts of the dagger. I took photos of the cover and back and every page of Brocco's employee files, ledger, deeds of ownership, and notebook with accounts and passcodes, all of which we had lifted from Brocco's office in the Hanging Albatross pub. I likewise photographed and emailed the Church of Midnight's tome of Bael and incantation scrolls. There seemed little to do with the tome of scrolls at this point. They were mostly runes, symbols, and presumably Latin words, written everywhere with weird pictures, diagrams, and lines. And there were blotches and stains of blood throughout the pages and parchments. So, into a hidden storage locker went the tome of scrolls of Bael and all that stuff. I emailed all the photos to my daughter, Amanda, and to Mr. Lesky. Mr. Lesky was to use them to pursue legal avenues to transfer the property ownership according to their deeds of ownership and my rights as an inheritance. And of course, if he gleaned any insight from the many materials that we had found, or secured, reclaimed, that would be beneficial. Amanda was to convert as much of the photo imagery as possible into text and store it in a searchable database along with their associated source photos. And then she was to research as much as possible about them. Of course, Amanda was also to transfer all the money that she gained access to from the bank and investment accounts that she's able to connect. Sarah provided obfuscated Midnight and Associates accounts so that Amanda could confidently move funds around without transactions being traced back to her or us. Amanda had agreed to be our eyes and ears and our researcher, so this was her first assignment. We were able to confirm that Mr. Lesky's targets in Prague were also included as contacts in Brocco's files and ledgers. The cult of Bael appeared to be insanely interconnected worldwide. My daughter Amanda was able to secure building blueprints and rudimentary floor plans for all three company facilities. For Muon Energy, Cryon Biotech, and Graphene Labs. But neither the blueprints nor the floor plans showed modifications since the original construction, and they did not indicate anything about security. Cameras, floor plates, laser or motion detectors, finger or retina, even saliva DNA scanners and locks. And her research only told her of employees and personal and corporate information, like their job title, gender, age, whether they had children or were married, how much money they earned, and if they had good or bad performance reviews, and what stock grants they had been given. And yes, where they lived. Amanda was able to obtain both the company ID badge photos from her hacking the company sites and rarely in public corporate press releases and events. She found numerous photos of them on social media and job sites like LinkedIn. Amanda identified employees that might have broad company facility security access, and thus access to the areas we were likely needing access to ourselves, within Lesky's target companies in Prague. Of course, we wanted to find the easiest and potentially disenfranchised or feeling abused people in the company. They would be easier marks. Amanda chose 2 people from each company that she thought might have broad building access, at least to get into the areas that we needed to, day or night, but were also likely to be the easiest to turn against the companies or subdue and take their IDs and badges and fingerprints by force. Amanda's prioritized people were the following. They were single, presumed to not have a social life, people that received low job performance reviews, people that may have posted grumpy or dissatisfied points of view with their job or life on social media, and most notably, that did not post happy or satisfied things anywhere at all. Amanda wanted our targets to be miserable, desperate, and happy to meet anybody that could even remotely be a potential friend. Amanda's top picks for our target marks in each company were Prion Biotech, which was dedicated to internet-connected electronic neuroimplant augmentation. She chose Miss Bera Alice, PhD, Neuroengineering Technical Director, and Dr. Anita Andel, Neuroimplant Programmer. And for Muon Energy, which specialize in off-grid small modular nuclear reactors, SMRs, Mr. Aloy Alzbeta, Accounts Receivable, Miss Berta Darja, Nuclear Containment Engineering, and then Graphene Labs, the third company, which specialize in body armor, weapons, and battery storage. She chose Mr. Bedrick Dominica, Chemist and Fabrication Manager, and Mr. Eduard Darota, Shipping and Receiving. We printed hard copies of our target marks on printable playing cards, which included their name, job title, job performance score, 1 to 5, 1 being the best, marital status, spouse's age, name and gender if they had one, number of children, their ages, names, and genders, 1 business photo from their company ID and pass badge, 1 casual photo from their social media and/or professional job site. We had photos of our marks in hand. We just had to see them in real life and then tail them and figure out how to get their badges, information about the cloud data center, and obtain any building blueprints or updated floor plans, about security at least. I noted to the team, hey, I know we have the building maps and the basic floor plans from Amanda, but we should see if we can find detailed and current floor plans, ideally specifying where the data centers and what the security systems and cameras may be. I don't know if we'll get that from the marks, but we should at least try. Amanda also researched what she could about the company's cloud storage contracts and what, if any, service vendors they may have used. It turned out they all used internal IT teams for security reasons, but they all used the same cloud storage company, which included engineering and maintenance services. So we could impersonate being a cloud service provider techie, checking on the central database and backup systems and their interfaces to the cloud backend and the physical terminals and connections. And once in, we could upload the cloud data, the hexadecimal DEAD dead overwrite virus from the central database and on up through the backup computer terminal everywhere. Local area network cloud, delete. We asked Amanda to write the simple cloud data overriding dead worm virus while we finished our surveillance and reconnaissance of our target companies and marks. I declared, our immediate mission is simple. We get whatever is required to get inside and traverse the buildings, your target company's facilities. Try and get their security ID and pass company badges. Secure any passcodes necessary. Obtain their fingerprints. And make sure to get a photo of their current face. Let's hope that we don't need their eyeballs like Mr. Lesky mentioned for security retina scans or saliva for DNA. If they exist, I imagine we'll just use explosives. We'll waste no time on impassable doors. It seemed to me we either had to convince these people, either by force or influence, to give us their security badges, and I hoped that we would not need their fingers, or their eyes, or their saliva, or their breath. Just their badges, I hoped. And I thought there was no reason to bring that morbid idea up to the group after all. Well, unless it comes up later. Whatever. To pass security doors is our primary target in business, so we continue. I added then for the group. Our immediate mission, again, is simple. We get what we need, whatever is required to get inside and traverse your target company's facilities. Deputy Taylor said, "Hooah!" Katie said, "Hooah!" Bob, "Hooah!" Tiny, "Hoo-ah!" Sarah, "Hooah!" And I said, "Hooah!" We were all committed, we were all in. Tiny announced over the plane's loudspeaker, "We descend to Prague." He was not long in words, but it was clear we should get ready and get seated for landing. We were going to be in Prague.